Hey Trent, I was trying to make a video that would be suitable for everybody. And oh, by the way, if you are listening and you're not Trent, these are specific questions that he was asking, and primarily based on my study of the scriptures and what I think, my opinion, here goes. All right. So the first question that you ask is, what about seminary? And how does it fit into a movement of a decentralized spreading of the gospel? I think seminaries are important, but they have their place. And what I think is, for instance, you asked about Bible translation. Yeah, I don't know too many missional communities, house churches, small groups that have a Greek scholar in them. You know, they're just non-existent. So where are those guys at? They're at seminaries. And they're having significant contributions to the body of Christ. You know, different modern Bible translations that are coming out. Man, yeah, we need that. We got guys that are working on unsquirreling some doctrines and things like that. Man, we absolutely need those things. So now, the problem that I have, having been through seminary, and I haven't been to every seminary, I don't know, but I have a sneaky suspicion that we as the body of Christ can kind of take a look around and see that we have some glaring weaknesses. Our glaring weaknesses is that we've taken that academia from seminary and then brought it down to the local expression, and we're kind of exporting that as the primary value, that our people need to be smart. They need to have their doctrine lined out. I agree with that. However, that's not the only thing the flock needs to do. The flock also needs to be on point for Jesus and advancing the gospel. And very little in the area of education. I'm not talking about academics of smartness. I'm talking about, demonstration, motivation, explanation, equipping people so that they're actually advancing the gospel where they work, live, and play. Is that happening? I don't think we're doing a very good job of that. And so we have to ask the question, why? I think it's because of we've taken forms of academia and inserted them into the local expression of the church. And so what we're primarily doing is we're lecturing and expecting lives to be radically transformed. And you and I both know that although that can contribute, it is definitely not the silver bullet, and from my experience has done very little to motivate, stimulate people to actually living out their faith where they work, live, and play. So to me, seminary is really important, but it has its place. And the church needs to know, we need to know our place, what we should be doing. Again, to me, Ephesians 4:11-13, I call it the JPES now, Jesus first, and then the apostles, prophets, evangelists, shepherds, and teachers. We need that full-orbed emphasis so that the church can be well-rounded and function like the real body of Christ. I don't know that we are doing that in the church today. So, seminary, yes. Important, yes. Is it the answer? No. And I hear people continuously touting that it is. And it may not be by their words, but it certainly is by their actions. One simple illustration of that is, why is it that in order to get a pastor of a local expression of the church, why is it that we have to go somewhere else to get that guy? Why aren't those people being brought up within the body of Christ? I don't understand that. So, anyways, you talk about false teaching. I've developed this illustration where you have, and maybe I can put it on this video, but you have the Bible and then a man and then an arrow pointing to the masses. And that's one way to keep heresy out of the church, is this one man reads the Bible, gets the truth, and then dispenses the truth to the masses. And then in another model, you have this group of people who are knee-deep in the Scriptures, and they're discussing it with one another, and they are saturated in the Scriptures, and there's open dialogue. So which model is more susceptible to heresy? I would say that the model where the shell answer man is in charge of the Bible. We see that over and over again in history. Now, can small groups come up? Can they cook up some heresy? You bet. But I would venture to say that our objective should be to get every believer knee-deep in the Scriptures so that they can challenge the heresy when it pops up. They would be smart enough and diligent enough to know as a congregation, as a flock, that's not right. But unfortunately, we're not very good Bereans, and we're just kind of taking wholesale what is being told to us, and it leads us astray. And it's not just heresy. I think the great fear of heresy, yeah, that should be a great fear, but it's the complacency and consumerism that's rampant in our church today that's really killing us. I mean, we can have orthodox doctrine coming out of our ears, but if we're unwilling to get out of the pew and mobilize ourselves to reach a lost and dying world for Christ, then what good is our orthodoxy? You know, man, you know, it's the old saying, I got mine, the heck with you. Man, I don't know about that. I think that Jesus is going to come against that. So, anyways, those are some things on the idea of Bible translation, seminary, decentralization, heresy, and this one question is really good. Do you ever tell people the modern American church is a sin or wrong? It's an expression. It's a form. The principle is that you gather in Jesus' name. How you do that, man, there can be a bazillion different ways. Now, are there ways that are more effective than others? I guarantee you there are. So I'm not ready to call an expression that I don't agree with or that's not extremely effective or even marginally effective. I'm not willing to call it sin. I'm going to let Jesus come against that, not myself, just based on where I'm at with my attitude. I don't want to get into that kind of condemning mode. Again, we need to be able to call a spade, but I want to make sure that my own little flock is doing the right thing. And there's so many different ways to express Jesus. I want to be careful with that. So I don't know if that's talking in circles, might be, but just certain things that have, I've been wrestling with a lot. So no, I would not call that sin. I would not call it wrong. If you got a church of 5,000, that's not wrong. If you got a church of 5 or 6 people meeting in your house, that's not wrong. It's not sin. It's a different expression. It's a different form. What we really need to do is work hard on capturing what the principles of church are all about, and then implementing those in whatever expression of church we have. Okay, enough in this one. I'll go ahead and make another video answering the question, if Jesus were here today, how would he restructure the church, and how do you think it would look in 20 years? Easy question. No, I'm just kidding. I'll give you some thoughts, and they're all conjecture, but some thoughts. Next video. Bye.